HarperCollins presents Look Up, Our Story with the Stars by Sarah Cruddas. Read by Sarah Cruddas. For Agatha Reeves, the brightest star in the sky. Forward by Gemini 10 and Apollo 11 astronaut Michael Collins. In 1969, when I went to the moon as part of the crew of Apollo 11, it was a dream come true. I had somehow lucked into being 1/3 of the team that was going to do this wonderful thing. I'd stumbled in at the right time, at the cusp between the old and the new. We crew felt the weight of the world on our shoulders. We knew that everybody, friend or foe, would be looking at us. We wanted to do the best we possibly could. I wasn't scared, but I was worried. How could you fail to be when you are undertaking something so extraordinary? I always think of the flight to the moon as being a long and fragile daisy chain of events. No matter how well things were going, I couldn't just relax and pat myself on the back. The flight was a question of being under constant tension, worried about what's coming next, and asking ourselves, what do I have to do now to keep this daisy chain intact? There were so many people involved in this mission, so many people counting on us and working for that same goal. As I reflect on the work of a new generation of space technology and the story that Look Up tells us, I feel the sense of that daisy chain still. It is our responsibility to keep that mission, that daisy chain, intact and moving forward, inspiring the next generation of adventurers. As we prepared for Apollo 11, we spent a lot of time in simulators to be as ready as we could be for what we'd encounter. These simulators were at the heart and soul of our training. They were very powerful instruments, and we couldn't have made it to the moon without them. But their one failing, they couldn't duplicate the view that we saw out of the window. To see the moon up close is indescribable. It filled our window with its gigantic presence, its belly bulging out towards us, bigger than you thought possible. Sunlight cascaded around its rim. The dark was somehow darker. The light was lighter. It was a magnificent spectacle, one few of us have had the honour to see. If our story with the stars has taught us anything, it's that humankind has an innate desire to be outward bound, to continue travelling. People don't want to live in a box. They want to look up into the sky. They want to see things that they do not understand, to come to know them better, perhaps even physically go there and examine them, to see, to smell, to touch, to feel. We are wanderers, and eventually humans are going to leave and go places and live there. When I look up to the sky, I see all these miraculous, marvellous things. All I can think is we ought to lift the lid on that box and get going. On the occasions when I look at the moon, I think, been there, done that. I regard the moon not so much as a destination, but as a direction for humanity's migration. It's Mars that excites me the most now. It was my favourite as a child and still is today. When I came back from the moon, I joked that NASA sent me to the wrong planet. Mars is the one we should have our eye on. Though it is inhospitable, it is the closest thing in our solar system that we have to a sister planet, and going there would be a fascinating new frontier. After the flight of Apollo 11, I remember so vividly the around-the-world trip that the three of us, Neil, Buzz and myself, took. We were surprised that everywhere we went, every city we visited, we were greeted not with, "Oh well, you Americans finally did it," but we were greeted with "we did it." We, humanity, we, human beings. I think we have to build on that spirit as we continue to explore. Because if there is one thing more extraordinary even than seeing the moon, it is seeing the Earth. As Apollo 8 astronaut Bill Anders pointed out, when you are up there, if you put your thumbnail in front of Earth, you could totally obscure it. But I found every time I removed my thumb, the Earth popped back into my view. It wanted to be seen. It was the whole show. It was my home, everything I knew. The white clouds and blue of the ocean. Background totally black. I will remember that all my life. It leaves one to consider, well, is it really so pretty? Is it as quiet as it looks? Is it really so pristine? As I looked at it, the word fragile came up out of the murk somehow. I thought, it's a fragile little thing, isn't it? And I don't think we are treating its fragility properly. Technology has brought us great benefits, but it has also come at a cost. We are using the Earth's resources at a rate unseen before. It seems that nearly every advance in our civilization
Sample complete. Ready to continue?